daily fantasy. His number too high, then I'm probably fading him. He been on the road, he gon' eat up my salary. I hit up by, he gon' lie before lock. Play back to back, then I probably won't pick on the Dfs Bachelor, good as it gets. Build a few liners and hit me a leg. He had a good game, but it might be a trick. Log in the Slack so I know who to pick. Sharing our liners, we all gon' get rich. New to this game, you should come to the pad. You might want some cash and get a good laugh. Dfs Sports, we gon' run up a bag. He heard every game and it's making me mad. You buying your lineups, I think you a cheater. Dfs Bachelor, he the new leader, yeah.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Bachelor Pad. I, of course, am your host of Dfs Bachelor, and the show is back. Everyone loves the show, even though it makes me a little queasy. It is our Week 2 Fanduel and Draftkings Millionaire Maker Core 4 video. This is a short video where we just discuss one core, a quarterback, a running back, a wide receiver, and a tight end that has some tournament upside for your Millionaire Maker lineups on Draftkings and Fanduel. First things first, before I get into all of that, a big thank you. A big cheers. I really appreciate all the support to all of you who make me a part of your day. All your kind words, your comments, liking the video, which helps the show more than you know. I truly appreciate it. Thank you all so much for all of that. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the team. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you're so inclined to do so. Tomorrow morning, I'll have our final look where we encompass everything on the slate, and we have a special guest for tomorrow. My partner in crime, Donnie Rightside from SBR and RightWager.com, will be a part of the show. We cover some NBA. I'm going to try to get some NBA content out this weekend. Everything NFL, of course. I'll be live Sunday morning at Sportsbook Review with Donnie, answering all your questions an hour before lock. So lots and lots of stuff. First looks, value plays, Thursday night football, Monday night football, all sorts of stuff. So hit subscribe if you're inclined to do so. Don't forget to check out my guys over at Overlay DFS. I can't wait for the contest this weekend over at overlaydfs.com. Hit them up on Twitter at OverlayDFS. Ask about their first deposit bonus, their slump buster bonus, all sorts of great stuff. The best customer service in the industry over at OverlayDFS.com. And our $50 PayPal giveaway, which all you have to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. That is brought to you by my friends over at Tax Relief Advocates. If you have 5,000, 10,000, 100,000, 200,000, a million, it doesn't matter. If you have a problem with the IRS, you owe tax debts, maybe you're like me and we're having to pay off your ex-wife's debts, they will make it disappear like all the questions about Baker Mayfield disappeared last night. 1-800-411-9633. Give them a call. A great group of people over there, and they will get you sorted out. And of course, if you want my entire player pool, research tools, targets, snaps, touches, my player pool for the NBA, which is all set, ready to rock and roll, my player pool and cheat sheets for the MLB, my top 10 wide receiver cornerback matchups, top 10 PPR rankings, wide receiver, quarterbacks, tight ends, everything. Right here on Draft Dashboard, you can get access to this tool, the lineup optimizer, the mass lineup generator. You can use my player pool to generate 150 lineups. You can generate one lineup if you want. Click that link in the video description below. You can try Draft Dashboard right now for 30 days for $1, and that link will be in the video description below. So let's get into our core 4 picks. Again, this is not the only core I'm going to have in my multi-lineup entries, but this is one that I think has some tournament upside. I think there's a lot of value on this slate, especially at wide receiver and tight end. So there's a lot of ways you can go, but right now this is the core I am looking at early on. So let's start at quarterback, and I'm going to start right at the top with Lamar Jackson against Houston. Second highest total on the slate behind that Dallas-Atlanta game at 50. He's 8,200 on DraftKings. He is 9,500 on FanDuel. But the bottom line is you're not just getting a quarterback with high upside against a bad secondary. You're also getting a running back against a bad defense and high upside. We saw what Clyde Edwards-Helaire did to this Houston defense opening Thursday night. Last year against Houston, all he did was put up a 34. I like this game, and I like Lamar Jackson a lot. And again, a lot of people like to pay down at quarterback, which is not wrong because you want to pay up for those opportunities at running back and wide receiver. I just think there's enough value, especially at wide receiver, where you can pay up for quarterback this week. In week one, again, 1 week sample size. Houston allowed the 19th most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. Excuse me, the 13th most. They were 19th overall. I like Lamar Jackson a lot. You hope Deshaun Watson can put up a few points and force them to play Lamar in the fourth quarter. The running upside, the rushing floor, and the passing upside against a bad defense, and the high price. Him being the most expensive quarterback on the slate should lower some of his ownership. Right now, we have him projected at about 5 to 7% ownership. I like Lamar Jackson quite a bit tomorrow. And let's go to running back. Again, I think there is so much value at wide receiver that I'm going to pay up for running back as well. And right now, I'm going to go to the highest total on Sunday. 53.5 is what that opened up at. I'm going Zeke Elliott. He's 8,200 on Draftkings. He's 8.6 on Fanduel. He's part of the passing game. Of course, he's going to get all the goal line touches. So I think he's viable on both sides. It's important to remember that on Draftkings, it's a full point per reception. And over on Fanduel, it's only a half a point per reception. But right now, the highway don't care. Atlanta was absolutely torched, not just by running backs. Chris Carson, for Christ's sake, had 2 receiving touchdowns last week. But that Atlanta defense is bad. This should be a high-scoring game. They are the favorite at home. Right now it's 5.5. You can find some 4.5 on some sports books. I like Zeke Elliott a lot. I like the upside. I like that he was still even targeted 4 times last week, had 22 carries. I like Zeke Elliott a lot on both sides. 8.2 DraftKings, 8.6 on FanDuel. I think he's a nice addition to all of your core lineups. Let's get to wide receiver. So listen, we've already paid up for both quarterback and running back. There are a ton of injuries, especially at the wide receiver spot. And so I'm looking for some value at wide receiver. And though he may be popular in these millionaire makers, I am looking for upside, and I am looking no further than Tennessee wide receiver Corey Davis. A.J. Brown has already been ruled out for this game. Last week against a much tougher Broncos secondary on Monday Night Football than he's going to face in Jacksonville. He was targeted 8 times. He put up 20 DraftKings points. He's 4K on DraftKings, 4.9 on FanDuel. When you look at his wide receiver cornerback matchup, he's going to see a ton of C.J. Henderson and Trey Herndon on the outside. Adam Humphries is going to take over that slot position. And Jacksonville's best defensive back is DJ Hayden, who plays in the slot 94% of the time. So Corey Davis on the outside has big upside. He was a full participant in practice today. Really like to play for Corey Davis. If you look at last year, he only had a 7 and a 5 against Jacksonville. That was a much different team last year. This has a sneaky high scoring upside. The total at 44. I think it could go over that total, as a matter of fact. Jacksonville's going to throw the ball a ton. Corey Davis is going to be wide receiver 1. I do think he'll be pretty popular. Right now we're projecting him at 10%, but now with that A.J. Brown injury showing up and him being ruled out, you could see this climb. But you know what? I'm not scared. With 13 games on the main slate and it being the NFL, I'm going to take those targets. I'm going to take that 81% snap percentage. I like Corey Davis for the salary savings at 4K on DraftKings, 4,900 on FanDuel, and I like that wide receiver cornerback matchup. And let's get to the fourth leg of our core 4. And right now, for me, just looking at it, especially at the tight end position, there's lots of ways you could go. I could stack Mark Andrews with Lamar Jackson. I could stack Marquise Brown. The beautiful thing about Lamar Jackson is you don't have to stack anyone with him to get that upside. For me, I'm going to go to this Washington Football Schneiders offense, and I'm going to go Logan Thomas. He was popular last week and much cheaper. He's now 3.6 on DraftKings, 4.7 on FanDuel. I like both prices. He played 3/4 of the snaps last week, 74% of the snaps. He was targeted 8 times, put up a 14 on DraftKings. Now, Arizona wasn't dreadful against that 49ers tight end position last week, but we should remember, in that game, George Kittle got that knee injury, which is now going to keep him out for week 2. Again, you can get all injury updates, notifications, all that stuff at DFS Bachelor on Twitter. Anything important that pops up, I will have it up there. But I like the 8 targets. I like the athleticism. And if you remember, so Arizona wasn't great at stopping the tight end in week 1. And if you remember last year, they were historically bad at stopping tight ends. I know I've heard some people say, oh, Isaiah Simmons is there, and they're going to stop it. If you're trusting a rookie linebacker to shut down tight ends, good on you. I think you see Patrick Peterson shadow Terry McLaurin. I think Logan Thomas becomes a very important part of this offense with big upside against a team that is still going to struggle against opposing tight ends. I like the salary savings of Logan Thomas at $3,600 on DraftKings and $4,700 on Fanduel. So if you go with that core 4 on DraftKings of Lamar Jackson, Ezekiel Elliott, Corey Davis, and Logan Thomas, that still leaves you $5,200 per player. And that's not including the savings you're going to get on the defensive side when you pick your defense. And if you use that core on FanDuel of Jackson, Ezekiel Elliott, Corey Davis, and Logan Thomas, you still have $6,460 without picking your defense. That gives you plenty of salary. I could easily come on here and give you a core of all the most expensive players and say, good luck picking the cheap players. But we don't do that at the Bachelor Pad. We're genuine. We're drinking coffee and Baileys, and that's how we're going to roll. So I think that leaves you tons of salary to make unique lineups across the board with a solid core 4. And again, if you want access to my entire player pool, which will be set Sunday morning, by Sunday morning, for NBA, NFL, etc., you can click that link in the video description below. You can try Draft Dashboard for 30 days for $1. And when you do, you simply, if you wish to find my player pool and you've used that link, you click this Watch Players tab. It'll be in this left submenu over here. Or if you don't have your screen zoomed out like I do, you can click this little menu button here in the top left. You'll see an icon that says Watched Players, and those will be the players that you're watching in your player pool. And when you use that link, you'll see a blue box at the top that says Watch DFS Bachelor's Picks, as well as a timestamp in Eastern time when I've last updated them, so you know they're right up to date. Know if maybe I've missed an injury or maybe I haven't just gotten to updating it. So that's really important to note. Then you can click the Lineup Optimizer tab. You can highlight my player pool and use it. You can use it in the Mass Lineup Generator here, the Late Swap Optimizer. So let's say you've got a guy in 20 lineups, 10 lineups, 40 lineups, and he gets hurt, and you've got 10 minutes to fix it. You can upload your lineups from FanDuel and DraftKings into Draft Dashboard, re-optimize, removing that injured player, and upload them back into FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a very handy tool. Cash game optimizers as well. You can come through here and lock in. So if we locked in our core, let's put in Lamar Jackson. So we'll lock him in, hit that lock icon over here, Zeke Elliott. Let's go down here to 4K and lock in Corey Davis. We'll do a quick sample lineup on each site, lock in Corey Davis. And at tight end, we will lock in Logan Thomas here at 3,600. Lock him in. Click that lock button. Now we can re-optimize with them locked in and see what they spit out for us. Just a sample. Again, I'm not saying play this lineup, play it in every entry, etc. But we got what? Lamar Jackson, Ronald Jones, Kenyon Drake, who I almost had as a part of this video. Zeke Elliott in the flex. Amendola, Davis, Allen Robinson, the Bears defense against the Giants. Lots of ways you can go. I think that's really solid. And if you go over to FanDuel, you can do the exact same thing. Again, click that link. Try it for 30 days for $1. Don't forget to check out my friends over at Overlay DFS. The number at the beginning of the video for tax relief advocates. They'll take care of your tax relief problems. Again, we will be here tomorrow with our final look Saturday morning with my guy, Donnie Seymour. I'll be live over at sportsbookreview.com. The link to that channel is in the video description below. So there's lots of things going on. The show is growing by the minute. We're doing some nice additions. The visuals of this show are changing every single day. We're going to have a nice scroll and information, top picks, advertisements, promos, giveaways, etc. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment in the comments section. Qualify for that $50 PayPal giveaway sponsored by Tax Relief Advocates. We'll announce that winner in tomorrow's final look video. A big cheers to you all. Thank you all so much for watching. May the fantasy gods be with you this weekend. Let's lock in this core. Let's win some money. And hey, if I get it wrong, you can call me a dumbass and your comment will still be part of the drawing. I love you all. Thank you again. Thanks for humbling me. Thanks for being a part of my day. Thanks for making me a part of your day. We'll see you all tomorrow for our final look. Or if you're watching this on Saturday, be sure to check out our final look, which is probably up by now. Thank you all again so much. Goodbye, folks.